Hannity, as usual, is going to bring on someone who he does not agree with and yell at them. This is about the issue in Ferguson. This is Democratic committee woman Patricia Bynes, and let's see how this develops.
Committee woman, were you there at the shooting?
Was I there at the shooting? I was not present for the shooting.
You're not there. So you don't know if this case is about police brutality, do you?
No, I do know that this case is about police brutality.
You do?
We're looking at a case that's dealing. Yes, I do.
You do?
We're talking about excessive force here.
So you don't believe?
No way
you don't believe
that let me finish.
You don't.
There is no way that a young man who is unarmed should have 2 shots in his head. That's a little excessive.
Let me educate you, committee woman.
Say police brutality.
Let me educate you about the legal system in America. You can try to talk over me, but let me tell you, our system of justice, a person is innocent until proven guilty.
You can try to talk over me. I was pretty sure you asked her a question, and she was like 2 sentences in when you started talking over her. But in the Fox News world, everything's upside down, right? In his world, he's, how dares that black woman is still speaking? She didn't give me the answer I wanted. I'm going to talk. Shush. Let me educate you. How condescending is that? Let me educate you, okay? He says, were you there? Were you there? Hey, Sean, I got a question for you. Were you there? I mean, you've got all these assumptions about, oh, the cops, you got to respect the cops. And the cops, oh, maybe he had his head down and he was charging and he was doing all these things. Look at what all these cops say. Wait, Sean, why don't you shut the fuck up because you weren't there? Were you there? No, you, hey, shush, were you there? Were you there? Were you there? Oh, no, you weren't there, right, Sean? So shut the fuck up. Why are you still talking? All right, here we go, but this is going to continue.
If the officer has severe facial injuries, an orbital eye socket fracture, and eyewitnesses say that Michael Brown charged at him, you weren't there. What if that turns out to be true in our court system? Then that would mean you're wrong, doesn't it?
Well, we have lots of eyewitnesses that are saying something different.
That's right.
So
we have
that's
both
what
sides.
The courts are for.
So you don't know, do you? You don't know what happened. You don't know if this is about police brutality, do you?
I do know.
So you don't believe in a person being innocent until they're proven guilty?
The country.
Yeah, I know, because whenever black people in this country or Muslims in this country are charged with a crime, Sean Hannity automatically assumes they're innocent. Like when the underwear bomber or whoever else it was, the minute they're charged with terrorism, Sean Hannity goes, wait. Now let's be fair here. In America, and let me educate you about the American justice system, they're innocent until proven guilty. Let's be fair to them. You've seen that all the time, right? Interesting why he wants to be so fair in this case about the justice system. And let me educate you, Sean. Just because we're not yet in a court of law, and by the way, the reason we're not is because the cop hasn't even been arrested after he put 6 to 8 bullets in that kid who was unarmed, right? Just because we're not in a court of law does not mean that facts don't exist. Facts can exist outside of a courtroom. So you keep saying to her, you don't know because you weren't there, but you also don't know that because you weren't there. But then you go on to tell your audience, oh, the severe facial injuries and eyewitness reports of this. Wait a minute, I thought we were in a court of law. How could you present it? There's no facts, right? But whenever she talks about eyewitnesses, shut up. No, you don't know. We haven't gone to court yet. You don't understand the American justice system. Then what the hell are you talking about your eyewitnesses for? Why are you talking about the severe facial injuries we've never seen? Well, it seems as if you're kind of trusting the cop side of it. Now, I know you wouldn't do that, Sean, right? I mean, you understand that we've got to go to court before you could ever talk about any facts. That's why this is the first segment you've ever done on it, right? Since you don't have any facts and you're not in a court of law and none of that has been proven, you've shut your fucking mouth, right? Oh, you haven't. That's really weird. You only want other people to shut their mouth. So he's going to do the obnoxious education thing one more time.
There's no way that a young man who's unarmed should have 2 shots in his head and 4 in his body.
What if he was charging? If he was legally, let me educate you again. If he was charging at the police officer by law, that would be defined as justifiable use of force. You're aware of that, right, committee woman?
I am very much aware of that, but there is no way that an unarmed man should have 2 shots in his head and 4 in his body.
Well,
so you keep wanting to talk over the facts. I think you need the education
If he was charging at the officer, you don't know, and I don't know. But you're making claims. You should be a better leader for the community and wait till the facts come in. But I got to go.
But I got to go. I'm going to state all my so-called facts, dismiss all of your facts, and then I got to go. Okay, so facts do exist. He has 2 bullets in his head. Did you notice in the middle of that clip, Sean Hannity said, well, 3 were in the arm. Oh, okay. So that's all right. They only shot him 6 to 8 times, including twice in the head, and killed him. But 3 were in the arm, so it's no big deal. Okay, Sean, facts do exist, and the autopsy says that he was at least 4 feet away, up to 30 feet away. Okay, now you think that an officer, if an unarmed person is quote unquote charging, even if I take your side of the facts, it's interesting that you have a side even though you keep saying you don't have one, right? That the guy's charging from 30 feet away, that I'm going to execute an unarmed guy? You say, hey, you know what? He has every right to. If I see an unarmed black person coming at me from 30 feet away, what's the right answer? Kill him. Sean, nobody's convicting the officer. They haven't even arrested him. Bill O'Reilly talks about a lynch mob. I mean, how dare you, man? You know who the lynch mobs killed, right? It wasn't white folks. Now, you're going to turn that around and use it against black people? They're not looking to lynch the officer. They're looking for him to enter the justice system so we can determine the facts. We know some of them now. Others there are disputes about. Can we talk about facts that we know to exist? Of course we can. You do it, we do it, everybody does it, because that's the job of people in the media, to talk about facts that we know exist. For example, the 2 bullets in Michael Brown's head, the fact that he is dead, right? The rest will be determined in court, where the protesters would like the police officer to wind up so we can figure out what happened. Nobody's looking to lynch anyone like Bill O'Reilly said, and nobody's looking to make up facts, except, of course, the place where you work, Fox News.